Ask your friends this question: what's your favorite food? And the most of the common answers that you'd find is either pizza, burger, or any other North and South Indian dishes. Now let's change this question and ask them, what is your favorite healthy food? Now the answers might differ, but it mostly would be as follows. Some might say dal chawal or rajma chawal, meals or fruits or salad, etc. But if you observe closely, you might find one commonality in between this. Most of the food items that they mention will be either made up of wheat or rice when they talk about healthy food. But if you observe, no one has mentioned anything about millets. Leave about mentioning. Most of us does not even know what millets are, and very few of them have tasted it. And because of it, we do not know how beneficial millets are for our health and even environment. You know, there are around 30,000 plant species all around worldwide. Out of them, less than 20 of these species are totally used by our humans. And out of these 20, only 3 are mostly produced, yielded and consumed by us, which are rice, wheat and maize. And by consuming this, we are affecting our health and also our environment. And for that reason, I'm going to try and explain about millets, and if possible, convince you all to include millets in your diet. Now the question comes, what are millets? Millets are a small grain cereals which can even grow in very dry regions. That means it would require very less water, which makes them suitable to grow in any region, unlike rice and wheat. Also, they are said to have many important minerals and vitamins, and also have therapeutic properties as it has phytochemicals in them. And due to all these properties, millets are given a name called nutri-cereals. Since we are hearing the name millets now, does not mean it's something recent. Many of us does not know that millets are once a stable diet in our culture and also all around the world. The oldest known millets were found across the Nile River in Africa around 8,000 years ago. And coming to our Indian context, in the Indus Valley civilization, millets were consumed roughly around 3000 to 1500 BC. And why got that long? Even our grandparents used to consume millets. Ever heard about jowar, bajra or ragi? Now you know what I'm talking about. Also, millets are mentioned in various ancient scriptures like in Rig Veda, Puranas and even some Ayurvedic texts like Charaka Samhita. Even the Hebrew Bible also mentions about humble millets. It was pointed out in Bible that bread was made up of millets. All of this is fine, but why am I talking about millets and telling you to reduce the use of rice and wheat? On an average, it takes around 2500 liters of water to produce 1 kilogram of rice. However, the amount of water required might vary anywhere from 800 to 5000 liters of water, whereas wheat takes around 500 to 2000 liters of water. But millets, it takes only 79 liters of water to produce 1 kilogram. From this data, we can understand that both rice and wheat would require large amounts of water, and that is because both rice and wheat belongs to C3 grass family. That means it would require more water to produce the crop, whereas millets are a part of C4 grass family, which would require very less to no water. If you see, in the year 2022 and 23, around 1357 lakh tons of rice and 110 million tons of wheat was produced. And with that, you just calculate how much amount of water would have been required. And that is the reason long back wheat and rice were produced where water was mostly available, mainly in the river banks. But now, due to the modern technologies, dams are being constructed for storing the water and irrigating the farms. But again, these dams itself are becoming dangerous and affecting the climate. And amongst all this, by 2050, it is estimated that rice yield is going down by 20% and wheat by 19%. Now, compare the supply and demand mechanics to see if these reduced yields are going to be sufficient in future, keeping in mind the increase in the population. Production of rice and wheat is also a very difficult process. And nowadays, farming is entirely dependent on chemicals like pesticides and fertilizers. And these chemicals are destroying the quality of soil and food. And along with increased yields, we also see there is a decrease in nutrients, vitamins and minerals in the crops due to the usage of these chemicals. But when it comes to millets, they may produce lesser yield, but they are more quickly yielded than rice and wheat. Also, it does not require pesticides, and for that reason, the quality of millets are not compromised. And it does not even stop there. It is observed that when millets are grown in the soils that were once spoiled by these chemicals and fertilizers, it not only grows but also replenishes the soil in return, making them potent again. And all of this was observed by an independent scientist named Khader, also known as the Millet Man of India. For the past 30 years, he has been doing an extensive research on millets and trying to bring back millets in our country. Due to millet's climate-friendly and nutritional nature, the Food and Agricultural Organization of United Nations have declared the year 2023 as the International Year of Millets, an initiative proposed and led by India. There is another big reason why FAO was so keen on millets and its production and wanted to create awareness on it, and that is the advantages that millets has on our health, as it is nutrient dense and also have therapeutic properties in it. And most of our health conditions are due to our lifestyle: diabetes, heart problems, thyroid functions, PCOS and PCOD, and various gut related issues. For all the above, millets are the solution. Also, millets are proved to have anti-cancerous properties and can even halt the degeneration of cells. Take fiber for example. Long ago, our ancestors used to consume around 150 grams of fiber in a day. But now, we are only consuming around 10 to 30 grams of fiber in a day. Since millets are high in insoluble fiber, it is good for our gut and can promote the production of good bacteria in gut. The fiber in millets are different from that of rice and wheat. It does not spike the insulin in our blood very quickly like rice and wheat, but it does so very slowly, which can regulate the diabetes. I think now we are clear about the benefits of millets on both environment and human health, as it is superior than rice and wheat. But how would one get introduced to millets and start consuming and going one step further, using these millets to cure one's diseases? To answer this, I am going to refer Dr. Khader research. So the doctor has divided the grains into three major categories, which are positive grains, negative grains, and neutral grains. These are categories based on their nutritional value and the ability to replenish the human health. In positive grains, we have 5 major millets. Those are foxtail, barnyard, kodo, little, and brown top millets. Also, by consuming these 5 millets, following diseases can be managed. As you can see in the image, the rice and wheat are put in the negative categories and should not be consumed often. If you still have any doubts, ask any diabetic patient that do they eat rice or wheat. They would say that the doctor have recommended not to do it. In conclusion, I think we should also include millets in our daily diet and reap the benefits from it. And even I would start including millets from now on and see these benefits for myself. And I hope this video made you think and is very helpful to you.